Hi there, class. We're going to start making a music moment. So this is the first audio assignment you're going to do for me. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to do this moment in music history, and you can follow along and create exactly what I'm going to create. So you'll see I've got a nice little example right here that says music moment example. And if you click on it, it'll take you to soundcloud.com. You should create a SoundCloud account because this is where you're going to save your work. And this is the file we're going to create today. And it's a Nirvanic music moment. It goes like this. Cool.
An original sound that combined the best of the Seattle grunge scene with influences like the Pixies made Nevermind a surprise smash. Even the band had low expectations for the album.
So that gives you an idea of what we're creating. Let's go take a look at actually making this thing. So if we go, you need to get your songs. So this is this moment in music history, and I've got a bunch of songs on here. So this is we've got Nirvana's In Bloom, we have Come As You Are, and we also have Smells Like Teen Spirit. So first of all, you've got to gather everything into a file. Whenever you're doing audio or video, put everything into a file. So you can see on my desktop, I've got a little folder here. And inside that folder are the 4 files that I'm going to work with. So I've got the songs Come As You Are, In Bloom, and Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit, and the voice. Now I actually recorded the voice on a video camera, which is kind of cheating because we have Zoom H6 recorders and they're way better. So let me show you a Zoom recorder. A Zoom recorder looks like this. You have this in class. Please record on this. That's going to sound way, way, way better. That is certainly my much preferred way of you guys doing your audio, and you'll get a better mark if you record on that because it's going to sound better, and how it sounds matters. If you do this on a phone, it's not going to sound nearly as good. Especially not going to sound as good if you don't do it in a nice quiet place. A car is actually an excellent place to voice, so I recommend you doing it there. So we've created our folder. We've got our folder right there, and we've got our files, our music files. Let me remind you how I'm suggesting you guys get your files. So let's say that I wanted Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. So I went to YouTube, and I'm getting Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. I'm going to copy the URL. Just copy. And here we go. We're going to go find YouTube to MP3 online converter. Now, you may ask yourself, is it okay if I download music? And the short answer is no. The more complicated answer is that what we're doing is we're reviewing some music. So it is legally defensible to take a few excerpts from a song to put into what we're creating, which is almost a piece of journalism. So we're legally fine with what we're doing here. We're just going to be using some little snippets. And all I did was I went to this YouTube to MP3 converter. I pressed convert. There it is, processing the video. Hit download. And then I can just find it on my desktop. And there's the folder I created, and it'll just go right in there. You'll see I already have it, so we can just ignore it. And we're actually, at this point, we are ready to edit. So that should only take you a few minutes. What I just did, most important part, is to get all of your files where they are supposed to be. So next step, we're going to actually open Adobe Audition, which looks like this. It should be familiar to you. We're going to go File, New, Multi-Track Session. So new multi-track session, I'm going to call this Nirvana Music Moment. And where should I save it? I should save it to that folder I created on my desktop. It's really important you have everything in one folder. It's going to save you a lot of headaches. I can tell you most of the problems I have with students are with file management. So let's go find that Nirvana Music Moment and select folder, and okay. There we go, ready to go. I have to import some files now. So import file, and let's go grab those now. So we'll go to there are some other ways of doing this because I know you're going to do the director, but this is the simplest one, and the easiest to understand the first time you do this. So let's go take those files and import them. There they are. And you'll see that because that voice file was actually recorded with a video camera on an iPad. You're going to use the Zoom H6 recorder. It broke it up into the voice and video, so we only need the voice. First thing we'll do, let's put in Come As You Are. And I'll put onto that track and I just click OK there because it's going to convert the file for me. There it goes. Perfect. Let's have a listen to that. So if you remember, here's our, if I press play or the space bar, hear that nice bass line. Great. So I got that nice bass line, but let's, I kind of like it. You can see where the waveforms are. I want to start it where this nice bass line starts here. So if I grab and move over here, one way I can edit is with these nice little handles. There it is, it turns red. I'm going to move it over. I'm just left clicking and dragging. And then I'll drag this way. Now it sounds like this. Alright, fantastic. Next thing to do is add my voice. Let's add my voice now. So there's my voice. I'm going to put that on track 2. And let's have a listen to that.
On September 24th, 1991,
All right, so you can hear some problems with that already, is we're listening to them both at once. So we only want to listen to my voice. So let's press S here, and that puts us on solo. Solo. Now we can just hear my voice.
On September 24th, 1991, Nirvana releases what is considered one of the best albums of all time and almost certainly the top album of the 90s. The album went diamond, which means over 10 million copies sold.
Okay, so that is the first section of my voice. So I'm going to trim this. I'll trim this here. So you're going to hear Come As You Are play for a few seconds, just like this. Oh, take it off solo.
On September 24th, 1991...
Alright, so you can hear a problem with that right away is that the music is overpowering my voice. So I need to lower the volume on the music, and that's how I do something called keyframes. Keyframes are where I'm going to left click, make a couple of dots on this line that controls the volume. This line controls the volume. It goes up and down. Now if I make the keyframes where those little dots are by left clicking, I can move one dot at a time. So if I do this, you are going to hear my voice drop.
On September 24th, 1991...
make a couple of small refinements. So, like this now.
On September 24th, 1991, Nirvana releases what is considered one of the best albums of all time and almost certainly the top album of the 90s. The album went diamond, which means over 10 million copies sold.
Alright, so there's that section of my voice done, so I can bring the volume back up there. Oops. More keyframes than I need. So let's bring that up. I don't need to bring it down again, so let's hear it.
Went diamond, which means over 10 million copies sold.
So let's just mess with this. I'm being a little bit fussy, but I think you get the idea. So we'll adjust the audio here. And actually, I'm kind of done with that song right now. So I'm just going to move it here. And I'm going to bring in my next song, which is In Bloom. So to keep it simple, I'm actually going to just use these 2 tracks. So I'll take In Bloom, and I'll put it up here. I'll put it right there. And it's converting. There we go. So I got this from YouTube as well. If you've ever seen the video for In Bloom, it is a kind of like the Ed Sullivan Show. So there's these people cheering at the beginning. It sounds like this.
When Nirvana releases what is considered
world-famous dancing poodles. Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have three fine young men from Seattle. They're coming. Hold on, they're coming. They're thoroughly all right and decent fellows with their hit single, In Bloom. Here they are, Nirvana.
So I'd actually like it to start where these people start screaming. So I'm going to move my handles right there. I'll move this over. Now it sounds something like this. All right, that sounds like kind of like what I want. Let's hear how those sound together, and I'm going to take it off solo. Let's hear it.
Diamond, which means over 10 million copies sold. Take 2 in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so we need to do some editing with my voice, obviously. So let's put the voice on solo. I don't mind that how those songs transition. I'm going to show you something else a little bit later. But I need to work on my voice here because right there, these waveforms has me saying take 2 in 3, 2, 1. So I need to edit that. Simplest way to do it is if I hit the plus sign, I can actually zoom in so I can see these a little better. So I just hit the plus sign on your keyboard and I'll zoom in, then negative sign will zoom out, but let's zoom in. I'm going to use a different editing tool. This is the razor. As you can imagine, the razor cuts. So I'm going to cut. I'll go back here and grab my move tool rather. And if I press backspace, that deletes it. And now my voice is split up. Oops. There we go. So let's now have a listen to how that sounds. I'm going to take this off solo.
Album of the 90s. The album went diamond, which means over 10 million copies sold. On September 24th, 1991...
What? I messed up the wrong section there. Let's just delete that. I forgot that I messed up. So let's delete this right here. Boom. Let's cut this. Boom. All right. Now let's move these over. Forgot I did 2 takes of the first section.
Diamond, which means over 10 million copies sold. An original sound that combined the best of the Seattle grunge scene with influences like the Pixies made Nevermind a surprise smash. Even the band had low expectations for the album. It was the first track on Nevermind that knocked Michael Jackson out of the #1 spot on Billboard's Top 100.
Alright, so a couple things we can do here is we can actually do a crossfade. So from here, come as you are into In Bloom. The transition's a little harsh, but if I move this over, we get what's called a crossfade. So one's going to go down while the other one goes up. It'll sound more like this.
He's sold. An original sound that combined the best of the Seattle grunge scene with influences like the Pixies.
Okay. And again, obviously we got to bring volume down. That sounds a little loud. Let's hear that.
An original sound that combined the best of the Seattle grunge scene with influences like the Pixies made Nevermind a surprise smash. Even the band had low expectations for the album. It was the first track on Nevermind that knocked Michael Jackson out of the #1 spot on Billboard's Top 100.
Okay, let's do a cut right there. So I'm going to do a cut for my voice. Boom. And I'll do the move tool. I'll move this over a little bit. Let's go up here. I'm going to hit the minus sign to zoom out. So actually, I don't really need the rest of that song. So I'm going to make a cut, say, I don't know, right there maybe? There, that sounds about right. Cool thing about this, you hit Control Z, you undo everything. It's no problem. Very forgiving. If you delete a file, you can always make it big again. So no problem. If I wanted to bring this back, I can. I'm not going to, but I could. So let's zoom in a little, see a little better.
knocked Michael Jackson out of the #1 spot on Billboard's Top
All right,
100.
this would be a good time to put in the Smells Like Teen Spirit song. So let's grab that. We'll put it right there. Okay, it's converting. All right, so let's have a listen to this and figure where we want it to start. We'll put this on solo. So that's a good spot to start. That's kind of a classic. That drum and that guitar is pretty recognizable, even though it's before most of you were born. So, right after he starts talking, he talks about that first track on Nevermind. So maybe do a little crossfade. And let's hear these sound together now. We're almost done. So that volume should come up here. So, oops, sorry. Audio's there. There we go. Introduce the keyframe. Let's hear it again.
First track on Nevermind that knocked Michael Jackson out of the #1 spot on Billboard's Top.
That's not a good transition. Let's drag those keyframes over just a tad. Let's hear that now.
Spot on Billboard's Top 100.
That's okay. We can play with that a little more later, but crossfade is bad. All right. So right now we're going to want the music to come down a bit here. We are seriously almost done. We're just going to have to export this and upload it to SoundCloud. And we're all good. Okay, so let's hear this.
Smells Like Teen Spirit became an anthem for the grunge music scene out of Seattle. This is called the moment when alternative rock became mainstream and solidified Nirvana's place in music history. And that is today's music
All right, now
moment.
I can bring the music back up again. Tab out. Let's hear this.
And that is today's music moment.
Hey, that sounds good.
And that is today's music moment.
Oh, you know what? You can hear right there. See that little waveform? That is me moving a piece of paper because I was holding my script. So I'm gonna get rid of that. That's bad form. Let's hear that.
Music moment.
Ooh, you still hear it.
That is today's music moment.
I'm being very fussy here.
Music moment.
Alright, now we'll let it fade out. We'll bring it right down. I'm going to zoom out. So remember, there's a couple ways to edit. I could just do this, or razor, cut, and grab the move tool and select and delete. So let's hear how this sounds. I want this to just fade right out. That's it. Okay, so if we hear this.
First track on Nevermind that knocked Michael Jackson out of the #1 spot on Billboard's Top 100.
Alright, we're great. We're ready to export this now. So to export, if you recall, we go File, Export, Multi-Track Mixdown, Entire Session. And where we're going to put it, we're going to put it in that folder we made at the very beginning. So that was on the desktop. And it is Nirvana Music Moment right there. And so we got Nirvana Music Moment Mixdown. That's fine. I'd like to save this as an MP3. Right now, as you can see, it's a WAV. MP3 is a smaller file. So let's pick an MP3. Boom. And save. So Nirvana Music Moment Mixdown MP3. You could change the name if you wanted. You could call it Nevermind Music Moment. You don't really need Mixdown in there, but it's easy to change a file name later. But Let's save that. And there it is. It exported. That was pretty fast. So let's go take a look in our folder, and I should see right here, Nevermind Music Moment. It's sitting there in my folder. So the next step you have to do now is you're simply going to go to SoundCloud. You created a SoundCloud account. All I do is I hit upload, and then I pick the file, I press upload. Your next step after you've uploaded it, if you look at mine, I added a picture. If we go back, I can see like here's my, I put up Nirvana Music Moment, upload a picture of a parrot. I would say upload an appropriate picture. You can do your own picture. You could, if you do take one off the internet, make sure that you have the usage rights proper, that it's free to use. And then all I have to do is stick this in my blog. So I press share, and here I get a nice little embed code. It's exactly like embedding a YouTube video. Actually, this isn't an embed code, it's a link. But if I go to my WordPress site, and now I'm going to go to Posts, Add New, and here is I don't know, we're going to call this something better, but you get the idea. Music Moment assignment. Here is where you put your completed audio assignment. And I remember I asked you guys to write a blog post and tell me some things like about your music choices and some of the edit choices you made. So I'll paste that, and you'll see that there it is, it's embedded. If I play that, it's going to play. All right, now I can ask me, Paul, how do I hand this in? So if I go to here, this is the permalink. This is where I find a lot of people go wrong, is they send a link to the wrong thing. This is where you get your link from. So I'll grab there, copy link, and then all you have to do is put that into a Word document and upload that to the eConestoga Dropbox. Also put it in the comments because it saves me a little bit of work opening up your document. But that is it. That is the assignment. It took us about 22 minutes and 30 seconds to do that. So I'm looking forward to watching yours. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach me on email or talk to me in class, or we can make some time. Talk to you soon. Bye.